The tiny baby bird was trapped in a water tank, fighting to stay alive. She was weak, wet, and scared with no way out. A man walking by heard her faint cries and rushed over. When he leaned in, he saw not just one bird, but two. Sadly, one was already gone, but the other still had a chance. At first glance, things looked even worse. Out of hunger, the baby bird had swallowed something that looked like a fishing line. It was stuck in her throat and could have killed her. With patience and gentle hands, the man managed to pull the line out. She was finally free from that danger, but her body was fragile. She needed food and warmth if she was going to survive. The man brought her home and quickly bought mealworms. When he offered one, the bird opened her beak wide and begged for more. She was starving, but even after eating, she didn't poop at first, showing just how empty and weak she had been. With his experience raising birds, the man knew what to do. Slowly, the little one began to recover. By the second day, her appetite was back. She ate every 40 minutes, always ready when he came near with food. Sometimes he gave her minced beef, sometimes worms, always making sure she had what she needed. She grew a little stronger with each meal. On the third day, the change was clear. She was bigger, more alert, and eager to eat. She knew when food was coming and leaned forward in excitement. Just a few days earlier, she had been close to death. Now she was growing quickly. After a week, it was time to improve her diet even more. The man prepared a special mix. He combined powdered shrimp, powdered fish, chick feed, and fresh beef. To this, he added egg yolk and water, creating a highly nutritious meal. Every bite gave her new strength. This time, she digested it well, even pooping right after eating. Around the house, other birds often stopped by during feeding times. A sparrow with a limp hopped closer each day. At first, she stayed back, but little by little, she dared to eat nearby. The man fed her too, sharing what he had. His kindness stretched beyond just one bird. Back inside, the baby bird spent her time in a proper incubator. Young birds without feathers need warmth, and the man knew the safest choice was a warm air incubator, not a heat lamp. Inside, she slept soundly, stayed cozy, and gained strength. Soon soft down feathers began to grow across her body. 10 days into her rescue, the difference was striking. She was taller, covered in fluff, and strong enough to stand firmly on a finger. Her legs were steady, and she even started eating mealworms on her own. The man took her outside for short sunbathing sessions, careful not to keep her out too long. The sun gave her energy, and she chirped happily, enjoying the warmth. Day after day, she grew more confident. Her feathers filled in, her wings stretched wider, and she looked more like a wild bird than the helpless baby he had first found. It was almost time for the hardest part, teaching her how to live on her own. Birds raised by humans often struggle to survive outside, so she needed to learn basic skills. The man spent time training her, encouraging her to pick up food and use her instincts. Finally, she was ready for the wild. The man brought her back to the place where he had found her. He spotted other birds of her kind nearby. Gently, he placed her on a branch and stepped back. At first, she stayed still, unsure of what to do. Then 2 adult birds flew over. They seemed to be a pair, possibly even her parents. One tried to chase her away, showing territorial behavior, but she didn't budge. Eventually, the adult gave up, and she began listening to their calls. For the man, it was a bittersweet moment. The bird who had once clung to him now ignored him, focusing only on the others. When he called, she didn't respond. Deep down, he knew this was the way it should be. She was learning to live as a bird, not as a pet. Days later, he returned to check on her. He searched until he found her high in a tree, strong and healthy. At first, she wouldn't come down even when he called. His heart sank, knowing their bond had changed. But then he held out her favorite worms. She flew down, landed in his arms, and ate one last time. He held her close, knowing this was their final goodbye. She stayed for a moment, then lifted her wings and flew back into the trees. He watched her go, tears in his eyes, but also a smile on his face. She was free now. From a baby trapped in a water tank to a bird ready for freedom, her journey was complete. The man had given her a chance, and she had taken it. Their bond would never be forgotten, even as she returned to her wild life. If this story touched your heart, give it a like. Even sharing it helps more animals find safe and loving homes.